Hey, yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your man, Dame DNYDC, host of the Two Mics Up podcast. And this is becoming a familiar face on Sports Night. My man, Big A, Sam Adams, he's joining us again once again as we jump into a little, you know, divisional championship talk here, man. Uh, Sam, I mean, let's not even delay, really, man, because these
Wait,
last
hold
week,
on. Let me
yeah,
charge my glass right quick.
yeah,
Hold
okay,
on.
no, hey, all right, my bad. Go ahead. So,
All right, let's go.
like, real talk, man. Last weekend
Mm-hmm.
was bananas.
Been crazy.
Every game,
Yep.
top to bottom, bananas. And you may be like me and many others.
Mm-hmm.
We may have seen the Super Bowl this year, last weekend, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
But I just want to know a couple of things before we even get into the teams. And you and I was talking before we got on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Being a Green Bay Packer fan, because like I said, man, look, anybody out there, I'm a Giants fan. Love the Giants, but Giants ain't shit. Right now, we've been on vacation for 12 years. We can't get nothing together. So
Right.
I'm living vicariously through those of you whose teams are competitive and winning. But you're back at a crossroads in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. And I'm just curious to know what's your take on his situation in Green Bay, where he may or may not go, what may happen. What's your thoughts on that, Sam?
I mean, I'm starting to live vicariously through these last remaining four teams. With that being said, too, this is how I feel. I believe that this is Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay. This is just my opinion.
Okay.
The views that I speak are not of the Green Bay Packer family and Green Bay fans and all that stuff. But me personally, I think that Aaron Rodgers' time is up. You could look
Mm,
at, and I rewind it back to the offseason, right?
okay.
Just like with everyone, free agency, big thing, right? There was a particular reason, and when you look at the talent that was brought in, yeah, we got a couple of key people, but you were seeing all these blockbuster trades that were going on through other teams and how some teams were able to reload and everything.
Right.
And I think it was weighing on the optimism on whether or not Aaron Rodgers was even going to be a Green Bay Packer last year. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of hindered us with capitalizing on the free agency to get more talent to the team. Not really offensively. The defense showed up, but it was a nice little crawl phase
Right.
to get to where they were towards the end of the season.
Right.
And then, like, looking at the game last week, I kind of feel like it was just another. And once again, this is just my personal opinion, but it became almost like a stat pusher for Devontae Adams
Mm-hmm.
in raising his stock because he's going into free agency right now too.
Right.
And I feel like it's going to be a package deal as well. So, AR or Aaron Rodgers wanted the clemency to go ahead and guide his own path to what team he wants to go to next. And I think that, of course, he's going to want his number one receiver with him as well.
You think that's going to happen, or that's a possibility? And do
I
you
think
see
it's,
them going somewhere
I mean, we
together?
don't, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
where do you see, or You're like you said, not speaking for the Packers, but as a Packer fan and someone who
Hmm.
follows him, where do you see, that potential landing spot being?
Where did his offensive coordinator go to?
Ah, okay. And I get that
So
makes sense.
um, I'm a little hesitant with that, just for the simple fact that you look at the AFC as a whole, and the established quarterbacks that you have with Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
starting to make a
Hmm.
name for himself. Oh,
Right.
good old Joe Burrow. And the bigger question is going to be whether or not he's going to want that type of competition.
Mm,
um, I
gotcha.
mean, he could end up, what you call it, Tampa Bay is going to be in a little bit of disarray too. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
Tom Brady decided to retire, he might take his talents down to South Beach,
Good point.
and have doggone Devontae tag along too. But him in a Green Bay uniform next
Mm.
year, I think it would be more feasible because the team is already built and stacked.
Right.
But once
Right.
again, you gotta look at it. We're what, $44 million in the hole as far as cap space and everything. So
Right.
it's going to be
Right.
like pulling teeth and a whole lot of restructuring going on, and that's something that Aaron doesn't want to get into as
I can dig
far
it.
as like his next move and everything. But I would say Denver is probably going to be a good choice. Why not go to
Mm.
the place that he's been listening to the playmaker for umpteen years in his ear? Now
Right.
he's going to be on the sideline with him. So
Right.
that's how I see it.
I could dig it, man. I mean, it all sounds good. I want to say what's up to Shell. What's happening, sis? Thanks for joining us. Tasha, Peter, thank you for go ahead and jumping in and joining us tonight, man. A little football talk. We just kind of I didn't want to go through the agony for Sam and his Packers, but
Hey, look, it's
they
okay.
gave that one away though. That game they gave away in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and we're going to circle back, and I really want to start though in the AFC.
Okay.
Um, just because we're going to try to get into the predictions and what we're looking at, but I mean this week I'm really intrigued by this game to be honest with you because you got to again they won't call them upstart, but this is like the first time in 20 plus years Cincinnati has grown to being relevant again. And you
Right.
and I, when we first did this, started out this season, you and I both we blew this one here on the Bengals. We had
Right.
the Bengals at the bottom of the division again. We had them both probably about a year or two away.
Hmm.
But man, they got some pieces, man, and their defense is not bad.
Right.
Um, but then they're going up against this juggernaut, man. Kansas City, man. We talking about 4 years in a row. Uh,
Yeah, going to the NFC. I mean AFC
FC,
Championship,
and
fourth time.
I just think this is a very intriguing game. Again, kind of like Buffalo, but I want to go ahead and let you start, man, and kind of give me some background or give me some what you see or foresee coming up in this week's matchup between these two teams.
I mean, I put my slogans down, by all of these, and I said it's hard not to pick the Chiefs, but don't sleep on the Bengals. And the reason why I said that is just as you said, offensively, man, they look excellent with Chase and Burrow and Mixon, and they have all the weapons in play to go ahead and get everything popping. And their defense, um, they've been gradually, I don't know. They're a heavy hitter. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like if you use a boxing analogy, you gotta think about it like, they have the type of defense that if it gets into the later rounds, like they'll be able to sustain and move forward and everything.
Right.
As we haven't been able to see with other teams, like the Packers, but not going to get into that. But I think uh, I want to say the Bengals just because I don't think that they're going to screw the pooch the way that the Buffalo Bills defense screwed the pooch.
Mm,
And
hmm.
that last game, that was,
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good TV and I enjoyed every minute of it. But as soon as overtime came, I was like, if this joint go into overtime, KC get the ball, this shit is a wrap. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. They marched that ball downfield because that Bills defense was depleted and everything.
Hmm.
And I was messed up anyway because they were in like a deep zone with no
Right.
protection at all. And like, why would you give that to Patrick Mahomes so he could sit there and exploit it.
Look, let's be honest, man. I gotta be
Hmm.
honest. So we have the opportunity to sit back and watch, and
Hmm.
go back. But
Yep.
I can't lie. With 13 seconds left,
Hmm.
I was like, this game is over,
Yeah.
right? And then I agree. Hindsight, like I said, hindsight is 2020. But that first time when they gave him the field, I was like, okay. I'm looking at the brother Leslie Frazier. I'm like, all right, coach, look, somebody got to tighten up their nut sacks and go after him because if you keep dropping back, you're
Hmm.
going to get killed, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, in my mind, look, Tyreek Hill is a human cheat code, like in a
Hmm.
video game, right? So I'm
Yep.
like, look, you got to double him at least, right?
Hmm.
So who's the next available target? Kelsey, right? So in my
Hmm.
mind, again, I'm like, even if you fake double coverage, at least make it look like there's two guys on him, and make Patrick find somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, he's going to kill you every time.
Hmm.
And exactly what in my mind thinking, okay, 13 seconds is not going to happen. But after that first play, I'm like, okay, they're just right before maybe like the 40 something. I was like, okay, look, there's about 15 yards, man. The kick is going, he's in his range.
Yeah.
That whole shell coverage, man, I mean, wide open.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I just don't know how defensive coaches, I don't know how they still get to keep their job because to me, there was no way that should have even happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
and
the first time Kelsey caught the ball, it's like, all right, shame on me. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like,
right,
I threw a soft coverage,
right,
and
right.
shame on me. But to go right back into it, and like everybody and their mama, to include Tony Romo, was like, what is the defense doing right now?
Doing right, exactly. So
Uh,
I don't know, man, and I don't know. They gave that one away. And again, I want to say because they had to play the game,
yeah.
but that defensive coverage was a package gift
Hmm.
to Patrick Mahomes and their
Absolutely.
offense, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do,
Yeah.
and they walked away with the victory. So
Hmm.
moving forward into this game though against Cincinnati, like you said, my gut really wants me to say the victor will be Cincinnati.
Come on. Come on.
My gut says, but my heart and just the only thing I can do is watching these last couple of games. I want to say because Kansas City's defense is still trash.
Yes.
So based on what I've seen, all I'm going to say is this because this is not really an answer, but I'm going to use this answer. The team who gets the ball last in a close game
Hmm.
is the team that's going to win. And I
Probably
got
going to
a
be the
feeling,
victor.
right? And I got a feeling we might be looking at Kansas City again. And I just think that they're that close. I think they're a lot closer than I think people want to give uh, Cincinnati credit for.
Hmm.
And like I said, until Kansas City really solves that defensive side of things, this is going to be a lot closer game. And I'm looking forward to this game. To be honest with you, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I think it's a breath of fresh air for the fans and for the NFL. So I'm looking forward to it. So I want to transition then, because I mean, obviously, okay, Gracie says it's going to be Cincinnati. Okay, hey, look, I'm like you, Grace. I want to say yeah, I want to say it, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to see what the final score is because I think last time I checked, Kansas City was a 7 point favorite, touchdown favorite.
I think
Um,
it's going to be closer than that.
I think it's going to be right. I think it's going to be closer than that. I mean, this one may even come down to a field goal. But like I said, I think
Hmm.
whoever has the ball last, hey, I'm with you. My gut is the
Hmm.
same way. But sometimes you get them bubble guts, man. They lead you wrong too. So I don't know. Uh, NFC,
NFC.
man. So this one right here. All I can say is this, and the Rams, the Rams are loaded, bro.
Yes.
It's like, and all the pressure it was, and to me, it's still on Matt Stafford.
Right.
It's all or nothing for him. But on the other side of the ball, and this is the third time this season. You know, they're gonna look. San Francisco just the bad boy bullies. I
Hmm.
don't care what nobody say about San Francisco and what they did. Look, they basically went into Dallas and pretty much told them, before the game.
But I pity the fool.
You understand what I'm saying? So I look. Man, these dudes is bullies. They running around here punching everybody in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And look, we saw it last week, in Green Bay. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there, man. I'm gonna pass it to you, man. Tell me what you see uh in this week's matchup, round three, of these two Titans of the West.
Hmm. All right, here's the thing. Uh, I'm going with the Rams.
Okay.
And the only reason why I'm going with the Rams is because their offense complements their defense. If you ask me who would I have as a quarterback that I wanted to go into the championship with, would it be Jimmy Garoppolo or Matthew Stafford? I'm going with Stafford all day.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Yep. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
like we said, like this team was built for a Super Bowl. So,
Hmm.
um, Jimmy ain't got it. No, I mean, let's be clear with that.
Hmm. Okay. Please.
Jimmy don't have it. Jimmy had less than 100 yards passing last week. It
True.
was a special teams in the defense
True. True.
that won that game
True.
last week against Green
True.
Bay.
Agree.
So and don't get me wrong, they got that young man named Bosa on defense.
Yeah. Yep.
They got who else? Williams, linebacker 54, I think it
Yep.
is.
Yep. Yep.
I mean their secondary is a little bit shaky. I think Matt Stafford and Cooper Cup and company can exploit that more. And with doggone Debo could be contained softly. That was kind of rough saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you look at who he's unless they're going to keep him in the Wildcat all game and have him lined up
Dig
behind
it.
the center. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm Rams.
You going with the Rams? Okay. So I'm gonna take the, and I had a conversation similar with another friend, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going the opposite.
Okay.
And the only thing that really pauses me with taking San Francisco is because this is the third time,
Right.
and usually, a team can win, one or two twice, and the way that they won a couple of, I mean, they were kind of dominant, man. They bullied, LA
Mm-hmm.
into a soft puddle of mush, and they really did. But it's something about a third time. But the reason why and where you and I are going to differ on this one, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Jimmy G is not, by most standards, a top 10 quarterback. However,
No, comma.
I'm going with him only because he's done something that Stafford has never done. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been through this, and I don't care how you call. To me, that level of experience cannot be traded or taken away. With all of that being said, too, last week's game was a whole another experience. You playing in the cold. You take a West Coast team, you put them in Green Bay. Hell, you put anybody in Green Bay in December with weather like that. That's a tough out for anybody.
Right.
But when all things being equal, playing in a stadium that they're not afraid of, playing
Mm-hmm.
against a team that they know inside and out, just having that swagger, knowing, look here, like they basically when they bitch slapped them,
Mm-hmm.
on their field and at home, like, yo, what? So just those elements really is what makes me want to go with San Francisco. But like I said, is there something about that third time being a charm? I don't like saying that, but
Mm-hmm.
I think this one too is going to be another very tightly contested. This one here is going to be like, it's like two brothers, man. Two, big brother and little brother, fighting for the girl.
I got you. Okay.
And I think this is going to be a overtime game, but I'm going to side with Jimmy G just on him being in a position of doing something that Stafford has yet to even smell yet. And I just got that nod of experience to me is going to help push San Francisco over the top.
Look, he hasn't had the opportunity, but he's hungry and he
Hey, look.
wants it. Hey, look, he want to get a taste. You know what
I
I'm
look. I
saying?
want. I want him to get a set. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a big Stafford fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a Stafford fan. I just thought, look, Detroit was terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just terrible, man. And even when he had Megatron and the pieces that they were the 1 year that they made the playoffs, look, it was great. But I think he is. I do believe Matthew Stafford is a top 10 quarterback. we're finally giving him or getting to see him have the opportunity to, you know, be great or be good. Hey, Grace, thank you so much, babe. Yo, have a good one. You enjoy the game. Be safe out there. Much love to you too. So I'm hoping, we get to see that. But I don't know. I just have that Matthew Stafford effect. He's gonna,
I
he's
know he's a
gonna,
changed man. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Like, hey, sometimes you just need a new scenery. You know what I'm saying, to get a
True.
good vibe and everything. So I think that this is his year. For the chase. So.
All right, man. I hope so. So with all of that too, Sam. So it got me to thinking, man. So when
Mhm.
we talk football in this time of year, right?
Right.
It's like an iconic thing. The Super Bowl is we might as well just make it a holiday because it's really a whole event, spectacular type
Hmm.
thing, and everybody really, they Super Bowl parties and everything. But it's iconic, and it got me to thinking about like some of the most iconic teams. So like when
Right.
you think of iconic teams in the NFL, who would you say if you had, I don't know, five or six that may come to mind? Who would they be?
That's easy. Dallas, Pittsburgh, San Fran, New England.
Hmm.
They're an up and coming one over the past, 20 years or so.
Right.
Who am I missing? It's a soft sell with Green Bay because of like the Lombardi and everything.
Hmm.
But I have them there too. Um, you got to go with the G-men.
Hmm.
Shoot, you can even say the Eldon Jets.
Right.
With Broadway Joe and all that stuff.
Right.
You can't negate that from them. But
Hmm.
those are,
The ones that come to your mind, to the
yeah,
forefront.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. And I, like I said, I just sitting around, and you hit on a couple. I had to put the Steelers in there. They were
Mm,
still one of the greatest franchises. Your Packers as well. Like I said, I mean, they're just iconic just from the inception of, the NFL AFL merger and everything that they did. Back in the early '60s and '70s, and then again when Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers came around. Um, San Francisco 49ers, I think, without question. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Then you go to Steve Young and Rice and everything that San Francisco has done. And I agree with you. New England, up and coming over the sheets the last 20 years when you rock
yeah.
it with Bill Belichick and everything. What up, Mel? And Mel want to throw in that who that? I don't know, man. Who that? They are up and coming, but I don't know when we think iconic franchises. I think we have to stick to some that have maybe a little. I don't want to say better history because the Saints have a great history, but they struggled a lot. And like I said, when I think iconic again, I think about the Raiders with
Oh
John
yeah.
Madden and those guys, and the Chiefs back in the '70s, and again today. I think Kansas City putting in a lot of work, they really become iconic franchise as well. Um, but there are others, and these two really for me were just from childhood thoughts and things like that. These can go in any order. These are not set in stone. But the Vikings of the '70s, the Purple Eaters, man, I thought that was iconic, along with the Indianapolis Colts. And you right, Black. I mean,
Without
yeah,
struggle, no
without struggle,
progress.
no progress, bro. Look, that's a true fact in everything, man. And I
Right.
mean, the Saints have
There's
come a
still a
long
work
way.
in progress though. Like
I
no
mean,
cap and no shade with that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah,
I think um, they. I don't know. It's like they're. I want to say the Saints. Not yet. They've been showing flares and
of
everything,
course,
and
of course.
now it's the whole adjustment. Especially since Sean Payton gone.
Right.
So we don't know. Everyone. He said, "Watch my mouth." Hey, look, man. That's why I said no. We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
call it. It is
I
what it
mean,
is, though.
you
Like,
got to call it what it is.
let's be clear with that. There's
Look,
no disrespect, but
it's not disrespect.
yeah,
They done a lot under Peyton,
right. And
and
look,
he's
we're not.
brought.
Oh, go ahead,
No,
Dan.
go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna let Melvin know, like, we're not like bashing
No,
the Saints.
no.
There's plenty of other teams that we could sit here and shit on. We're just saying, like, when you think of uh I don't want to say legacy teams. You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
kind of what it
But
is. But when you think of
yeah,
iconic, though, I
we're
mean,
just talking about teams
right,
that have a, when you think NFL, like, and I'm not even basing it on regions because we're everybody got that. I don't know if you're from New
yep,
Orleans or if you're from the boot
yeah,
or whatever. So
he's from New Orleans,
yeah,
Mel from New
so
Orleans, yeah,
you will gravitate to what you see,
right,
but when you look on more of a national level throughout the years and staple teams that have established themselves, uh, I could go anywhere in the world right now, and I guarantee, or anywhere here in the country, and I guarantee I will see somebody with a Cowboys,
right,
some type of
right,
Cowboys logo, or some
right,
type of Green Bay logo,
right.
or uh, New
And I think too,
England, and
and I
so
think too,
forth. So,
you talking about teams that have a fan base and a history uh of followers, like Pittsburgh
mhm,
and New England and
yeah,
San Francisco and the Oakland Raiders, the Black Hole. I mean,
yeah,
well, and yeah, that's where and exactly, Mel. I mean, you and the Saints world are definitely on new beginnings again.
mhm,
Hopefully you guys won't be on new beginnings as long as my Giants have been. Uh, but hey, shit, sometimes man, you gotta fall down just to get back up. And hopefully
mhm,
when you get back up, you dust yourself off, man, and shit'll be better than what it was.
right,
Uh, but I mean, this is sports. This is why we're called fans because we're fanatics,
mhm,
and we just love where we from, or we love a team that we grew up. Look, I mean, I grew up a Jets fan. I grew up on Long Island. And the Jets was at Hofstra, 15 minutes from me. So my first love, honestly, was the Jets.
right,
Uh, but once I really got into sports and really started playing sports, the Giants was it for me, man. So, I get it. New beginnings and shit like that. So, I really appreciate y'all sharing your thoughts and comments with us. And while we're at it, before we continue on, I want to go ahead and take a pause. What Mel got? The only team to have more wins than the Saints in the last 5 to 10 years, Chiefs. Okay, and look, and I ain't mad at it, but I don't think that makes the Saints iconic. But
yeah,
they're a winning franchise in the last 5 to 10 over the last five, hell, more than that. I mean, Drew Brees been there he was there 12 years. So I
mhm,
mean, I'm not going to dispute that at all.
yeah,
But to put them on the iconic Mount Rushmore of NFL teams.
yeah. I mean, they're still trying to get a seat at the table.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a quick pause for the cause. I want to shout out our sponsors. Here at the Two Mics Up podcast. I really appreciate them and all that they're doing to help us continue to bring you great live content and great shows each and every week. So we'll be right back after the break. All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, spending your Friday, this chilly Friday night here over here on the East Coast, as we prepare for more snow, allegedly. Um, but as we're doing that, I want to go ahead and change gears, Sam. So we're gonna talk a little basketball like we normally do, man. And
All right.
we coming up around the trade deadline, and we got all these NBA trade talks and things like that. So I'm curious, like, who do you think may get traded, should get traded, will get traded, as we come up on this break? And the caveat to it, I want to actually do. Well, I'll let you answer that first, and I'll come back.
I mean, part one to your question is I don't know because the league is kind of like, I don't want to say it's everywhere right now, and you hear certain names, and just when they start being a little shaky, then they start to turn up. Rumor mill was Russ. I know people would like to have Dame Dollar, but he said that he's getting down with the get down out there in Portland. So if there's any if he's going to be traded, it's probably going to be towards the end of the season, especially since he's been a little banged up
Right.
This year so far in the season. I would hate for Bradley Beal to leave Washington right now
Yeah.
with the progress that they're making. Like, that will break my damn heart, especially since they have some of the defected Laker players, and only thing they wanted was a chance to play ball, and now they're balling and showing out. So I don't know. Like I said, it's difficult to say. And then it's like trying to plug and play, like, where they go. I will say All-Star break is coming up. With that being said, the GM for the Lakers, LeBron James, he's going to start making moves.
Yeah, I thought he was on the lines already, man. Making moves already.
He probably is. So I'm pretty sure after the All-Star break, we're going to be looking at a totally different Lakers team. So if there's anything, it's going to be who can they get to go to LA. And it's like I said, a couple of weeks ago, my big thing is who wants to play with LeBron now, because
that's a very good point.
He changed players like changing draws, and like is getting to the point that it's one of those it's not me, it's you type of ordeal. Cliff, they're gonna have to trade more than Westbrook for you. Like, they're gonna have to unload that whole roster to get some young players.
I mean, you kind of hit it on the head. I mean, I man, this one is hard this year, and like I said, the league is kind of all over the place. And you touched on some of the players that I was thinking about. So Ben Simmons, I don't know if that thing is ever going to happen right now, just because I think they outpriced themselves for what they can get. Being here in the DMV area, Bradley Beal, like, just to hear some of the chatter and talk, like, there's a whole lot of discourse going on right now here with this squad. Now,
really,
there's a whole lot of turmoil going on here, and I think they have a chance to do some really great things. But they do need another player. Bradley Beal himself, I think he's a good player. I'm not going to put him in a great player category. He really does need another star.
Yeah, absolutely.
And looking at this, the construct of this team right now, they're competitive. They're a lot better than what they were, but they need a star. So I don't know how they're going to shake it up, but that's been the rumor why he in DC with what's going on. Wow. Dame is never leaving, especially now I think that he had surgery. Dame's never leaving Portland. They might as well give him a golden parachute and make him CEO, president, whatever. Dame's not leaving Portland. I'm with Cliff. Westbrook. Now, I don't know what you're going to get, because watching Westbrook play right now, Westbrook is a hot bag of garbage. I don't know.
You don't know which Russ is going to show up, and I think that's it. But I mean, it goes with the whole team. Like, I'm not just going to sit here and jump on Russell Westbrook when that damn Melo's playing like.
I agree.
He's playing like garbage. What I'm saying?
I think with them, the coach waited too long to put Westbrook with the second unit. I said this from day one. Word. I mean, I'm just being honest, Cliff. And it's not like, look, he's an MVP, 2-time, 3-time, whatever. He's an MVP. He's a triple-double machine. I think to me, he's the Allen Iverson of today, the way that he goes so hard with everything.
Right.
But the Lakers, that unit, he does not mesh well with that starting unit. Having him coming off the bench, I think, gives him the freedom to be Russ. Gives him the freedom to be great. And I think it took them too long to figure that out. Now, if they're going to keep him, that's what it's going to have to be moving forward, in my opinion. But to trade him, I don't see them getting much back. I hear John Wall for Westbrook, and I'm like, whoever
But
smoked that one.
but would you want John Wall
No,
though?
no,
Like,
no, no. Right,
ugh. All of that
exactly.
sound nasty.
Yeah, all of
Because
it. Westbrook and John Wall sounds like another bag of hot shit.
yeah,
But right, he has to go to a team that he can be a shoot first option. He can't share the ball with LeBron. Like the whole makeup of their squad, it just doesn't work. Same thing with Kyrie in Brooklyn. I doubt if they're going to trade him, but you hear him fall out that James Harden is pissed off with him now. The part time player thing.
yeah,
So there's some fallout there, and even James Harden. Like I just heard or read the other day, Philly, wants to trade Ben Simmons for James Harden.
Ew.
Right, and I'm like, ooh. I mean, on one half, it sounds interesting.
Yeah,
To give Embiid that other scorer and that outside threat, that perimeter threat that can, and I look, give it to James. He a ball player, he a handler, he a scorer, he can rebound. So that's one, but like in New Jersey to get Ben Simmons back, I'm like, I don't,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
kind
don't.
of a slap in the face to the Nets, though.
Right, right.
And like I'm just thinking Embiid, Jeff Green, Rubio, Harden, and then you could just toss whoever you want,
Mm,
in
mm,
that fifth slot. That'd be kind of nasty over there with the Sixers, though.
mm. That
They would
would
be
be
getting too much. That would probably put them.
put them in at least in the conversation.
Yeah, that would
Well,
get them like if they were trying to get over that hump, them
yeah,
getting Harden
yeah,
for that squad. That would
right.
probably be the way to go.
And even a sleeper on that, leaving out Tobias Harris, who's
Hmm.
a sleeper, I think gives them a lot. And look, Cliff, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I don't. And again, we talk about Minnesota.
No, Cliff.
I don't know. See, I don't know if Minnesota would be that stupid though, because D Russ, man, people sleep on him, and I don't even know how he got out of Brooklyn, to be honest with you. Because me personally, with the whole Kyrie, I don't think I would have let D Russ go. But that one, I don't know, Cliff, man. That was tough, bro. Because when
I don't know.
I couldn't be that dumb. To make the yeah, D Rush is nice. Me personally, I think D Rush is nice. I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
think
no, 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 no. Yeah, I'm not.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
let him go. I wouldn't let
I
him go
wouldn't
for it.
want, I wouldn't want Russell Westbrook
Hell
and
no, not Minnesota. Let's keep it real. Hell no, I'm with you.
Timberwolves going to be like, we graciously declined this offer.
Right, right, exactly. They're better off picking Tiger Woods or somebody, man. I mean, shit. Nah, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm just not doing that. I'm not pulling the trigger on that one, bro. Exactly. All right. Well, I mean, I was curious, to get feedback on that. Um, so moving forward as we progress here in the second half, and we're coming through, the playoff. I mean, well, not the playoff, the All Star game.
Hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched an All Star game or any All Star festivities in a couple of years.
I mean, it kind of lost this luster.
Yeah,
Um, the last All Star game that I watched, well, I haven't. I think it was just the dunk contest. The
right.
last one that I actually invested in was the first match with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine.
That was a great
Because
one.
it makes you feel a certain way inside because you haven't seen like a dunk contest like
Like
that
that.
in a minute.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then for Aaron Gordon to come back and get shitted on,
Yeah.
what was it, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah. Yep.
Because D Wade,
Yep.
oh, that
Yeah.
pissed me off.
Yeah. D
I wanted
Wade.
to fly to Miami just to smack D Wade.
Yeah. D Wade undermined the whole shit, man.
Hmm.
Uh, but I agree. But I will say I'm actually, I don't know if it's COVID. But I am actually looking forward to checking out some of the skills challenges this year and watching some of the All Star game. We got some old time. Steph and a lot of those guys are coming back. Yeah, yeah, and I agree.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
understandable.
I have to agree. I think that kind of ruined part of the game. I mean,
Yeah,
let the
because
fans pick
It
You get
goes
what
from
you get.
the East versus the West to it's my friends against your friends or something like that, and it
Basically,
really becomes like a popularity contest.
it really does.
So, I mean, even though the All Star game is based off of votes, but you have your best representatives from each conference,
Right.
to go head to head with each other. So, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm with him, but I'm gonna try to give it a shot this year.
Let me
And yeah,
ask you a question, Dane.
okay.
Uh, if there was if there was one thing that you could change about All Star Weekend, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. If there was one thing that I could change about All Star Weekend, man, because I do like the skills challenges. I
Hmm.
thought that was a good twist. I do like the Rising Stars game. I think that's pretty good. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I can really think about is um really making the game more competitive.
Hmm.
In the sense that I don't know, give it some value. I don't know if I don't mean monetarily, but kind of like baseball or something where the victor gets home court advantage, and
Yeah.
the conference gets, whichever conference team wins the All Star game,
Hmm.
their conference gets home court advantage, regardless of record.
Right.
I think that puts a little more juice in it because now it's just not, the team or the players that's sitting at the top. Like this is for everybody. Anybody in the playoffs that's playing, and now with this playing game, it really gives you a shot to get home court advantage no matter how bad you are.
Sure.
And I think that's the only thing that I can really see this kind of on the spot thinking. But that was a great question. But I would go with that. Kind of enact that rule. Whatever
Gotcha.
conference wins gets home court advantage throughout the
That's what's up.
playoffs.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I could think of. Um, and what were you saying, Cliff? I'm sorry. You're right. It's definitely my friends against your friends, and you tell your friends that is your friends to kind of come rock with me. And yeah, that was a great question. I thought that was a really great question. Maybe we'll throw that on a poll one day and see if we can get people to maybe chime in. Also, so I did we're gonna throw a little trivia in here before we leave out of here tonight. So we're gonna start with see if we can throw a curveball. So who won the first NBA Finals MVP award?
That's a good question. Or you want me to ask?
Right, I'm just throwing it out to you. Do you take a guess?
I want to say it's kind of like old school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Ron Petit.
That's you went back on that one, but that one was the logo himself.
Oh, Jerry West.
Jerry West was the man um, who won the first ever NBA Finals MVP. And we'll throw another one. We'll try to make this a little more current. So my man, Flat Earth. The world is flat.
Not Flat Earth.
um, Kyrie Irving was born in what country?
Oh, I know that one. He's Aussie.
Yes, sir. He blew out there in Melbourne, Australia. And we'll close out with one more current player. Which and this one kind of threw me. I like what? Which current NBA player holds a degree in creative writing?
Yeah. Shoot, I don't know.
Nah, Alex. He
Mr.
was
Ford, you are incorrect.
yeah. We're gonna have to give you a bomb on that one, bro. Now he was out in Melbourne, Australia, and we'll bet so.
uh, I have no idea who has a
Yeah,
degree. That's reaching a little bit
yeah, that
too
one right
far
there.
for me.
Yeah, that one was a little surprising, but we're going
Zion.
yeah, Mr. Beignet himself. Uh,
What what led you to like dig in? Like, you know what? I wonder who has a degree in
Yo, look,
doggone
man.
creative writing.
Sometimes, man, when we sitting around here, bro, and we messing around for the show and coming up with ideas and different things, man, just to be creative, man. Sometimes you just find some shit that you just like, what? 'Cause that's what I like. What? Mr. Beignet himself is creative writer. Man, look,
Okay.
it's been fun. It's been another great episode, man. I appreciate you, Sam, for sitting here, rocking with me, man. And the coach here, man. We do our little sports talk, man. We'll continue this. Uh, you know, and matter of fact, we didn't ask, and what I didn't ask before we go. So Super Bowl, who
Yes.
you got going? And give me a final score. Winning final score.
Ooh, man, that is nasty. Why you want to do that to me, bro? Uh, who I have going to? I mean, look. In all seriousness, I'm sticking to my guns. All right.
Okay.
Mr. Ford, we don't want, I don't know who shares their NBA birthday with Tiger Woods.
Come on, Alex. Come on, man. I
You're
want
digging too deep now. All
right,
right.
right. Come on, Alex. Come on, give me the
You got your
answer.
phone out.
Yeah, yeah, Alex. Alex, funny dude. Come on, man. Give me
Hey,
what you
hey,
got.
hey, Alex trying to stump the chump now. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Alex bag. He knew hands down that
Right,
doggone
right.
LeBron
Okay,
James.
we going with LeBron James.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, that's
Uh,
facts right there.
all right. Well, he's not an NBA player. We just said that he's the GM and
Right.
the president of the
President and all that.
Lakers. Yeah,
Exactly.
he's making changes come All Star break. All right. But back to Super Bowl predictions. I'm sticking with my guns. Bengals, Rams.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It's going to be 31-28. Matthew Stafford is going to go ahead and climb that riser and get that Lombardi trophy, and hell, he might even retire after that. Like after
Okay.
all the stuff that he been through, I mean, he might do it in another year. But Rams and Bengals. That's all I got.
That's what you got. So you taking the Bengals and the Rams. You got the Rams coming out on top,
Yes,
31-28.
yes, I'm sticking
All
with it.
right, man.
I might be
All right.
eating, uh, but that's the teams, that's the score, and hold me to it.
Okay. I'm not mad at you, man. I'm gonna go and I have to be honest, man. I'm gonna go in a total different direction.
Yeah, I figured you would, and I already. You don't even have to say the score. It's going to be a lot to a little because
Nah,
you're about to pick San Fran and goddamn
yeah,
Chief, and it's going to
yeah.
be a lot to a little. All
No,
right.
no, no, no. I think it's I'm actually gonna put this one because like I said, I really have very little faith in the Chiefs defense right now.
Okay.
And I do think that because they're crappy and because San Francisco does have a run game,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to keep them in the game, and I think they're going to be able to score. But you are 100% right that I'm going with the Chiefs
Right.
and the Chiefs and the Niners,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm taking the Chiefs to win 36-28. I
Wow.
just I think it's going to be a really close game, and like I said, I just think that Kansas City is going to be able to outscore them. And somewhere along the line, San Francisco is going to have a gaff that's going to create a turnover, something that's going to give Kansas City the opportunity to create some separation.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to hand the ball to a defensive player. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
On the Chiefs, like, oops, I'm sorry, you dropped this. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go and run it in. Uh, ugh. I mean, yeah, you went opposite, but you being kind of gracious on that score, though.
I look. Kansas City's D man. They can be scored on, and like I said, I
It
think the
can be.
difference in the game is going to be one miscue. I'm not putting it on Jimmy G. I don't know if it's going to be San Francisco's special teams, something. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we said that earlier, Cliff. Look, I think Sam and I both, you know, really talked about that, and my gut, as I said earlier, really wants me to go with Cincinnati. I just can't get it out for the Super Bowl.
He's struggling, Cliff. I
I'm,
don't know
st-
why. Like,
my gut tells me, but I just don't see them again in this game against Kansas City this weekend. Again, I think it's going to be a repeat of last week. If Kansas City gets the ball last, they're gonna score, and that's going to be the difference in the game. I think it's going to be another one score game
that
this week.
defense of the Bengals is going to be more punishing on Patrick Mahomes and give him
Mm,
more pressure
mm, okay,
than what we saw with Buffalo last week. I can guarantee that because they probably watch a film right now and they're
right.
like, we ain't gonna do that shit. We don't want
Hey,
overtime. So we
hey.
got to do what we need to make sure that there's not an overtime.
Look, I like it. Look, and you might be right. Like I said, I know what my gut tells me, man. But sometimes when your gut tell you, the
Bubble guts.
bubble guts ain't pretty and shit.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
and I just can't get sense, and I just can't get it out. I can't. So, with that being said, man, before we go, Sam, any information or anything? Hey, it's gonna be a cliff. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a tight game. It really is. I think we're all in agreement. We all overlook Cincinnati this season. They on all three sides of the ball. Um, they're one of the more complete teams that are still in the playoffs. But
Yes.
there's two things. And again, I always lean on this here experience. Being in the moment, being in the pressure. And look, Joe Burrows may be the next coming to Tom Brady. I'm not selling him short, but it is something about having done it 4 years in a row. Kansas City, I mean, they're fucking juggernaut, and they playing at home. I I I, I just gotta go. I gotta give the home team the nod. I'm sorry.
All right. I mean, I'm not mad. You
Nah,
know,
nah. I think it'll be a great game though.
I mean, both games are going to be good.
Yeah,
I don't. From what we saw last week, I mean, hopefully we have, with these last four remaining teams, all of them come out swinging. So, I mean, that's the outcome, and that's what I would hope to expect. Because
yeah.
anything else would just be a letdown. And it's like, damn, like really, for real. But I don't think that we're going to get that. I think both of them going to be good. But like I said, going with the doggone Bengals and the doggone Rams.
Okay. Who they in the building in L.A. We're gonna stay out at SoFi Stadium. They're gonna go ahead and rock at home. So it'll be interesting to see. So like I
Mm.
said, before we go, man, anything you want to share, anything you want to go ahead and drop before we get out of here?
No, I have nothing. It's always a pleasure to come up here and spend some time and kill some time with you a little bit and just go over football and stuff. So just appreciate you having me on.
Uh,
That's all I got. Retiring
uh,
soon.
hey,
Keep that
look,
in
man.
mind
Like,
too.
hey, look. I know you retired from the service, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. Love you, family. Love you, brother, man. We 20 years strong. I
Hmm.
appreciate you and all the things that you do and that you've done for us and our country. And I can't wait you get back on this side.
Soon,
Yeah,
very soon.
soon. So exactly. So we can go ahead and get it in like we used to. You know what I mean? So give my love to the family, man, and I'll be talking to you
Always.
soon. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to share a few things that we got going on or coming up with two mics up. Exactly. Salute to my guy, man.
Appreciate it.
Sam.
Hey Cliff,
Uh,
we go to get down with the get down when I get back too. I haven't forgot about you, bro.
yes, sir. Facts. So before we go, man, I just want to share a few things, man. Two mics up, man. In the news, we like to be that community connector. We're still working on, creating something greater. Monday, January 24th, we're going to be heading to Philly. Man, we're going to be rocking with the Bread and Roses Community Fund, and all the things that they're doing there to connect people to resources in Philadelphia. Next Thursday, I'll be back with actress Clarissa Thebeau. You've seen her in Marvel's Runaways and Netflix's Gentrified. So she'll be rocking with us live next week, Thursday. Poets and Vibes, man, that's been canceled for right now, but we're going to go ahead and work to bring that back in the very near future. And anybody out there know anybody that's Bitcoin or crypto expert, man, have them holler at me, man. We trying to put this show together. And I be seeing all of these crypto people, man. They be jumping in your DM and sending you all kind of stuff. But when I be trying to talk to them, nobody want to talk back. So anybody know anybody that's bona fide, verified, and not afraid to, jump on the show, man, and educate us on the metaverse and everything that's coming down the pipe, man, tell them holler at me, man. We want to go ahead and get them on and rock with us. Like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Two Mics Up online at www.twomicsup.com. You can follow us across our social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Two Mics Up. And if you're watching this and you haven't done it yet, go ahead and make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Go over there to your right, man, and hit that bell so you can be notified about all the newest content from Two Mics Up. And like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Alex, for taking time out, fam,
Thank
for
you, Mr. Ford.
for rocking with us, man. Appreciate you, man. Come back through, man. See us next week. And like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.